Welcome back to the Practice of the Practice Institute, your home for intergalactic counseling and resources. Today we'll be speaking to a middle-aged man who has been estranged from his now adult son for many, many years and is looking for some sort of reconciliation. Let's see how revealing he will be about his emotions at this point in his life. Well, greetings. Welcome to counseling. Seems that you've had a bit of a stressful encounter recently.
It's been a rocky week.
With a family member.
You can just cut to it.
Yeah?
It's been a rocky week.
All right. Well, take me through your week.
So this whole thing happened with my son, who I haven't seen, oh my gosh. I don't know how long it's been. I mean, I just lost track. With all the different moons and suns and planets, it's like, he's like in his 20s now. He was little when it's been a long time. I've never really been in his life. His mom just didn't like the direction of my career. And, I don't know, how deep do you want me to go?
Well, it sounds like you're wanting something more at this point. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts were that he and I could work together. See, there's not a whole lot of people that have access to the Force in the way that I do, and that he naturally does because of his mother and I. And, together, I mean, we could just make things better for ourselves. And I thought, if I set things up in the family business to really kind of take down the Emperor, we could work together. And as I watched through it, he just wasn't on board. I mean, in retrospect, I probably could have approached it differently. I just cut off his hand when I revealed it. And, I mean, we don't have to talk about that. It wasn't that big of a deal. But then he tried to commit suicide after the talk. So, I mean, obviously I did some things wrong.
So your priority has always been your career goals, it sounds like, and family has kind of been left behind.
I mean, I think a powerful father leads to a strong family. I mean, that's kind of the traditional way that the universe says it, that you got to be led by the father. And I really believed that and really lived that.
What kind of mask might these career goals have been for you from living your true self?
It's always about the mask. You're not the first. I know nobody else really does this, but I had a thing happen. It's sort of like a disability, but this has given me kind of the life that I want to live. I mean, you kind of think about it like an adaptation. I mean, I'd be just stuck. I had this thing happen with some lava and some other stuff, and it didn't go well. So sometimes I feel like I'm part machine, and that makes it easy to blame kind of these negative choices on. But in reality, I mean, I'm still part human, and I don't know. I don't see myself taking the mask off anytime soon, except for maybe the occasional cleaning. And it gets stinky.
Sure. How much has the self-consciousness kept you away from your family?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, who wants to see their dad after 20 years show up like this? It's easier to say that he died and then, he's a hero, rather than, he just doesn't, show up on the weekends or have you over for summer break or anything. Owen and Baru, they're just good farm people. I knew he was taken care of, but, there's no way that I want to, wreck his life and just show up, like this. And then it comes
Sounds like you did kind of force your way into the relationship recently.
I do force myself in a lot of things. I don't know, I get in this flow, and it's just it all comes together, and things usually work out for me. And I wanted to just kind of bring him to the dark side. We could do it together, and then he made me so mad. It's all his fault. If he hadn't stood up to me, we could have done this different. And it's his fault that I cut off his hand. It's his fault that he chose to commit suicide or try to.
Let's take a step back from that incident for a moment. What's the difference for you between forcing something and inviting yourself to use the Force?
Oh man, I haven't really differentiated that very much. It's just when I want it, I get it. If I feel like it's wrong and someone's done wrong to me, I just go for it. There's not a whole lot of thinking. It's intuitive. I mean, that's what the Force is. And so the Force kind of allows me to not have to think about the decisions.
And how has that gotten you into trouble?
Sorry, I gotta pull back the Force. I'm feeling like I just wanna, just grab your... Oh, I'm not gonna do it. When people ask me those kind of questions, I get very mad, and it's their fault. They know what they're dealing with when they're talking to me. I mean, you're talking to Darth Vader as a therapist. Why should it's your fault, in my opinion, for coming across. It's not. I don't need to change.
Well, maybe we can continue this at another time, and you can consider what ways you might like to reach out to him that are less violent. This session was a difficult one with Darth Vader at times, as the client was prone to anger and some violence. I think that there were some narcissistic tendencies coming through, and the conflict he was experiencing within himself obviously had boiled over to the relationship with his son, which had a very unsuccessful encounter the day before. He was reaching out in poor ways, and now, actually because of his actions, his son will have much more trouble reaching out to him.